1 year ago, something strange happened to me. It was just before our final exams, and I still had a lot of preparation to do. Usually, our school's library would close at 5 p.m. But since exams were coming up, the school decided to keep it open until midnight to allow students to study. My house wasn't far from the school, so I preferred studying in the quiet library rather than at home. That evening, I left my house around 6 p.m. and headed to the library to continue my exam prep. I was so absorbed in my studying that I didn't realize how much time had passed. It was already 10 p.m. Normally, I would leave by 8 p.m., but this time, the library was completely empty. I had only about 10 to 15 minutes of work left, so I decided to finish up quickly and head home. Just as I was lost in my work, I heard someone limping, and then I heard the sound of books falling and someone quickly running out of the library. There was a long corridor outside the library, and at the end of it, if you turned right, you would reach the exit of the school. As I walked down the corridor toward the exit, I saw a woman standing at the end. I didn't know who she was, but the closer I got, the more uncomfortable I felt. My unease grew to the point where I called out, "Who's there?" As soon as I spoke, she disappeared in an instant. I sighed in relief and continued out the front door. I was exhausted and hungry, and I could barely walk, but when I stepped outside, I noticed something odd. The street was completely empty. Normally, even at night, there were people walking along this street, so the emptiness struck me as very strange. Feeling nervous, I kept my head down, focusing on the ground as I walked. I was almost home when I suddenly noticed a shadow stretching out in front of me, even though there was no one around. When I looked up, I saw a woman walking ahead of me. She looked strange, almost as if she was struggling to walk. She was moving so slowly that I caught up to her in no time. As I got closer, I could see her clearly. She was wearing ragged, dirty clothes, and her hands and feet were twisted in odd angles. Her hair was messy, and I couldn't help but feel uneasy. I stopped in my tracks, my instincts telling me to stay away from her. I didn't have the courage to pass her or even go any closer. Frozen with fear, I couldn't say a word. My mind was completely blank. In a moment of panic, I pointed in the distance and said, "Over there," hoping she would leave. To my shock, she limped toward the direction I pointed, walking so far away that I could no longer see her. Terrified, I ran as fast as I could, my mind racing to find someone, anyone, to help. But then, I heard her scream from a distance, "She is here." After that, everything went blank. The next thing I remember, I was lying on the ground. My neighbor had found me passed out and brought me home. He told me that many years ago, in 1998, a 32-year-old woman named Agatha had a 10-year-old daughter who went to the same school. Tragically, her daughter died in an accident while playing with friends. Agatha couldn't bear the loss of her child. After that, Agatha's ghost was said to roam around Aiden Hill School and the surrounding area, still searching for her lost daughter, hoping for a reunion. Even to this day, people say she is still wandering, longing to be reunited with her little one. I hope you found the story interesting. If you did, don't forget to comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you again soon with another creepy story. Until then, take care.